This video is about replacing the tensioner and the belt on a 2003 S10. First is to remove the 10mm bolt that holds the air cleaner assembly on. Then we remove the air temperature sensor from the air intake. Here we are removing the clamps that hold the coolant lines for the air conditioning because we're going to be removing that whole shroud. This is to remove the clamp that holds the air intake to the intake manifold. And there are little dowels that are in rubber sets that you have to pick up and slide out to remove the whole assembly. And then you pick up the coolant lines and just kind of pull the rest out. There is a 10mm bolt down on the upper half of the shroud. There actually should be two down there. I only have one because this truck's been taken apart a bunch of times. So there's two down there, and then there's one at the top on the right side. Same goes for the left side, the one on top, and there's supposed to be two in the bottom, but I only have one. So now you pick up the coolant lines again, and you pull the upper half of the fan shroud out. This also holds the radiator in place, so remember that when you're putting it back. So on the tensioner itself, it has a spot for a 3/8 ratchet to be able to push it down and relieve the tension on the belt. So if you're removing the belt, all you do is you push that down and with one hand and slide the belt out with another. So push down and slide the belt out. If you're just doing a belt replacement watching this video, then you can skip to about another minute later. This is to remove the tensioner. This is a 13mm bolt. It's just a normal bolt. You just go ahead and loosen it like this. So on the new tensioner assembly, you see this metal dowel right here. That is supposed to line up with a hole right here. So you put that dowel in there, and then you put the 13mm bolt back in. I wasn't able to hold the camera and put the 13mm bolt back in, but you get the concept. You slide the dowel in here, and then you put the bolt back in. So this is the actual belt assembly, is how the belt is supposed to be wound in between all the pulleys. So we go ahead and put the ratchet back on. So I get it so that the only place that the belt isn't on is the alternator, which is just above it. So you push the tensioner pulley down so that you can, as you can see, slide the belt over the alternator pulley, like that. And so I still keep the pressure off, like by pushing the tensioner down, and go through and make sure I push the belt all the way through, like around the water pump and the crank and everything, like I'm doing right here. So I'm still holding it, but I'm reaching around, make sure that I got the belt all the way around. So that, and then it slides right out, and now you're done. So you just go ahead and put everything back together the way you took it off. As you can see, the bolts on the top, you got to make sure that the radiator is sitting in the right spot so that can be bolted down like that. The part that everybody forgets is to put the air temperature sensor back in. So I get the intake put back on, put the clip down, put the last bolt in, and I almost forgot to. And then the last thing is the air temperature sensor. Please feel free to like and subscribe.